We're going to do a quick how-to today on how to do hazard stripes on the doors of your drop pods. It's really quite simple, and this little trick here is going to make some excellent looking hazard stripes in absolutely no effort whatsoever. So what we're going to need for this, we're going to put the hazard stripes along the edges just like you find on the GW website. This is the drop pod I'm currently working on. So what do we need for this? It's going to be the blue painter's masking tape. I need 1/2-inch strips. Unfortunately, they don't come in 1/2-inch from what I've seen. So I took some 1-inch tape and cut it in half. So we just take a 1/2-inch strip and we line it up straight to the bottom of the door. Nice, right up against the edge, parallel to the door. And then what we're going to do is take additional 1/2-inch strips and just butt it right up against it over and over again all the way up the door. It's going to take 5 pieces, so you need about 9 altogether to do an entire door, or 6 pieces, sorry. So there we go. Now we have our 6 pieces on the door, and we got this little tip at the end. We're going to paint that one yellow. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simply pull off every other piece of tape. Now what we have here is where we paint our yellow. For yellow, we're going to be using Iyunin Dark Sun. And I should let you know that it's not actually masked. You can't actually use the masking tape as masking tape. So you just kind of use them as guidelines. So you still need to paint a straight line next to it. Don't try and paint over the masking tape because it will run underneath, especially where it has those little divots in there. So here we go. I'm going to grab some Iyunin Dark Sun, thin it out, and then we're just going to paint the section between the tape. Be careful not to get it on the door, especially if you've already done that, like I have here. The hazard stripes are actually the last thing I'm doing on the drop pod of any significance. So we're going to fill in right here. It's probably going to take a couple coats, especially after you're thinning it out. Very careful along the top edge, especially if you have the interior painted something besides black like I have here. And we're going to get the tip. And then you get the other sections. And that's all you have to do. I'm not going to bore you with too much painting. We're going to get the tip here just to show you what it looks like. It goes really quick, so make sure you go right up to the edges. Don't get the inside or the outside separate. And then when it's dry, you just pull the piece of masking tape off, and you have very nice parallel hazard stripes. So what's the next step here? Let's go to a door that I've already finished. So you can see here you got your nice hazard stripes. They're all parallel, and so they look all even. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Grephion Sepia, and the split in the plastic where you have the two halves of the door, paint the bottom half of it with a good heavy coat of the sepia to shade it. Give you a different color, and just some nice, very easy to obtain shading, because you don't have to worry about figuring out how far to paint up, because the doors are already split. You just go up to the plastic line. And we just do that all the way along. And I usually use 2 pretty good coats just to make sure I get a nice solid color. So going over to the next door. Okay, I'll work that. Okay, so, and here's one that has the dry sepia. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a very sharp highlight along the top edge with some sunburst yellow. If you don't have sunburst yellow, you can mix a little white into your Iyunin Dark Sun. But I'm going to use sunburst yellow here and give a very subtle extreme highlight along the top. And that's really all it takes. So, a very simple, very effective way to generate some excellent looking hazard stripes.